Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Alicia Gogan, the host of the Glow Up Secrets podcast, where I help you expand your mind and become more self-aware so that you can glow up into the best version of yourself. Hello, and happy April 1st if you're listening to this on Monday. We have made it to April. That's crazy. I feel like March was quick. It was transformative. It was everything that I needed, and I hope it was for you guys too. I feel like I had a lot of good episodes come out, and I know that because it's been reflected back to me. A lot of you guys have been saying like every episode has been hitting, and I'm feeling really good and really aligned. Now, today's episode is going to be an off-topic episode, if you guys remember those, because I haven't really been doing them, and I wanted to do kind of like a March recap. And I think that this is what I'm going to be doing moving forward, at least for now, doing one off-topic episode and doing it as a recap of like the whole month, because sometimes I have a lot to say in terms of updates, but sometimes I feel like I don't have enough to give it to you guys or like have a chatty episode every single week, like every single Monday. And on top of that, there's just the way that I create. Sometimes I am going through something or I'm just getting this hit of wisdom and inspiration that I can make like 3 separate episodes on. And I don't want to keep waiting. Like I don't want to have the Monday episode be an off-topic episode when I have like 2 really good episodes. So anyways, we're going to see how we do with that. So today's going to be a very chatty episode. It's definitely needed, I think, for all of us. I want to just give you guys some updates. I want to talk about things that I've been loving. I want to talk about some health and wellness things that I've been doing in the past month and what I'll be bringing into April. A few podcast updates, a lot of mindset things that I have been focusing on and that I'm continuing to bring into, I was going to say the new year. It really does feel like the new year. I'm not going to lie. Like what was January? I do not know. Some fun things I've been watching and podcast episodes, books, all that good stuff. So we got a long list. Let's try and do our best to get through it. I don't want to make this episode too long if you're watching on YouTube. I have a shirt that I don't really normally wear. This is actually a new shirt from Garage, but I feel like it was appropriate to kind of like get dressed. And I was going to say get up, but I don't know, get somewhat dressed, even though I'm literally wearing joggers. But it is Friday and I figured I would like do my makeup and look cute, even though I always do my makeup. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, if you're also watching on YouTube, I have my little bear that I painted. If you guys remember, I told you guys I went to this DIY workshop in Markham and we got to drip paint over these little cute teddy bears. So I finally picked mine up and I think I'm going to leave her here for now. It doesn't match the 2 pinks, which is frustrating me because I'm very much so not necessarily a 2-toned girl. And if they're 2 tones, they really have to be the same tone, but just like lighter and darker. Anyways, doesn't matter. All right, so let's talk about my gum procedure. The sun is shining and I'm here for it if you're watching on YouTube. So about 3 weeks ago, I basically did a gum lift. I'm going to read the actual name of it because I know a lot of you guys have been asking, but essentially it was a gummy smile makeover, but I only got like the front teeth of mine lifted, like the gums worked on, so it wasn't like my entire mouth. I'm pretty sure you could get that done, but most people just do like their front teeth because that's usually what you see the most. So the layman's terms of this gum surgery is called gum flap surgery, but I'm going to butcher this. It's going to be so bad. But if you guys were like very interested, it's called what I got is a Persaxient flap curettage. That's not the right word. Osteoplasty. That sounds wild. It is not as wild as it really was. The reason why I'm saying that, honestly, if you're interested, just message me and I can give you like the real name. But from what I know, there's different types of like gummy smile makeovers. I thought I was going to get the laser gum removal where they literally take lasers and they basically remove the gum, which sounds really invasive, but it's really not. And your gums heal very quickly. But I guess the one that I got is they basically just pushed up my gums. So they didn't remove any of my gums. They just lifted them up to show more teeth. So On camera, I'm going to smile. You probably won't even really be able to tell. It looks like this. Like I had a lot more gums than you can even see now. I don't know if you can even tell, but I can post photos because I know that my dental office actually has them. I'm going for one more post-op before I'm like essentially cleared, and then we're going to go into Invisalign. I still have a gap in my teeth, which is fine. Anyways, I love the way my teeth look. It's so wild to see how much teeth I have underneath all the gums that were covering my teeth. And I'm really happy about it. It took, I would say, a solid 3 weeks for my gums to heal, but the next day I was able to talk. I wasn't really able to smile because it was a little bit uncomfortable, but I just took a little bit of pain medication and it was fine. And I just had to make sure to not brush the area. I used this like alcohol mouthwash and I just took very good care of it. I also did get, this sounds really scary, but it really isn't. Because I have a gap in my teeth, I have a, like, I forget what it's called. It's basically this little flap in the middle of my teeth, like up when you lift up my lip, and they basically snipped it, which usually when you're younger, you will get that snipped. Some people won't ever get it done, and that's fine if you don't. But for young children, if the dentist is seeing that they have a gap in their teeth, they will do that little surgery. And that allows the teeth to close naturally on its own. Although now that I'm an adult and I have my adult teeth, them doing that is not going to just automatically close my gap, but it is going to help my teeth form the way that I want when I do Invisalign. And that's why I did my gum stuff before Invisalign. I thought I was going to do it after, but anyways, so I got it done. I have longer teeth. I love them. I still am doing some more work on them, which is just Invisalign, but I'm really happy with it. So if you guys are interested in doing that, I know a lot of you guys had reached out to me on Instagram. You can message me if you want to know. It was at the place that I went to, it was around $2,000 for, I believe it was 6 of my teeth. And this is Canadian. And also, if you have a gummy smile, you don't need to get this at all. I think some people like gummy smiles, some people don't. I am not trying to show you guys that like that was like this most ugly thing and I didn't like it. None of that. I actually think it's really cute, and there was a cuteness to having the teeth the way that I had, but I don't know. I just felt like I was ready for this change. And I kind of already talked about it in a previous episode of being really happy with my teeth before I went and did this. Like, I have been thinking about this for a very long time. So anyways, that's done. And I'll keep you guys updated with everything else. The next thing with health and wellness is I am obsessed with ClassPass, okay? So I usually go to Pilates once a week. I have a Pilates Reformer membership, and the membership that I pay for gives me 4 classes a month. So I can only go once a week, which is pretty fine. Like, going to Pilates once a week is good enough. If I was like really obsessed with going to Pilates, I would probably want to up my membership to 2 classes, but I do weightlifting. I do a lot of hot girl walks. And then sometimes I'll like go to Sweat and Tonic on a one-off class with my friend to go to spin. And on top of that, paying for 8 classes of Reformer Pilates is a lot of money, but you know, it was still in the budget, and I did it for about 6 months. I started in the fall time, but naturally I have just been craving to do different movement, and I sometimes do go to Hot Pilates at Be Hot Yoga in Toronto, and I kind of gotten back into it. And so when I was getting back into hot yoga, I was kind of like, maybe I should just cancel my membership to my Pilates studio and do like a membership at hot yoga, or considering getting ClassPass, because I've been thinking about it because I've been hearing everyone talk about it. ClassPass is basically like this app where a bunch of studios are a part of, and you buy a membership, a base membership. Like, there's different types of memberships, and they give you credits, and then you can buy your classes and go for like way cheaper than buying it from the actual studio, especially like Reformer. Mind you, the studio that I go to, they're not on ClassPass, but there is a lot of studios that are on ClassPass. Anyways, I knew that was going to be a thing, which was fine because I was kind of over Pilates. And so I finally signed up for ClassPass. I am obsessed. I literally wish I did it sooner because the classes are so much cheaper. I'm not going to do the math right now, but it is so worth it in my opinion. And you can also do like massages, you can go for facials, you can do nails. Like there's a bunch of things outside of just doing like Pilates and yoga. So that's what I'm on. I have been going to hot yoga twice a week for the past few weeks since I've gone. And on top of that, usually one extra class, which recently has been spin. And my last Pilates class will be next week, and then I've canceled that membership, and it's cheaper and I get to go more frequently. So I have been loving that. If you guys want to try ClassPass, they give you a referral code. So I have one which we'll have linked down below, and you get 20 free credits so you can try it out for free. So I would suggest you do that. And when you do, this is not sponsored, but when you do try it out, they don't open you up to all the studios in your area. So just keep that in mind. You'll be able to try some classes near you, but just know that once you pay for the actual membership, they'll give you like more access to like book more classes and stuff like that. But I still think it's a good thing to just try out. That's what I did. And I've been loving it. And that leads me into the next thing that I've been obsessed with. I think just naturally because the spring is here really, is booking workout classes on the weekends. That makes me feel 10 times more elite than any workout class does during the week. I guess it's just because, I don't know why, because a lot of people do go to workout classes on the weekend, but there's something about waking up early in the morning, going to hot yoga, going on even a hot girl walk if you're not going to do ClassPass or like you don't have money for that. You don't have to do that, but it just feels such a good way to start the weekend. So I've been doing that, and I've been vlogging a lot on my main channel. So you can see I did like a week of workouts, and I showed you guys things that I was doing. Also going through mental health ups and downs, but I don't know, if you guys are wanting like a little bit of a reset, book a class in or on the weekends and you will not regret it. Maybe you will regret it like when you wake up early in the morning if you don't usually, but you'll feel so good. Like tomorrow morning I have an 8 a.m. hot yoga class, which mind you is a little bit earlier for me. Usually I like to book the 10 a.m. ones, but I didn't have any plans. It's Friday night and I knew that I didn't have any plans tonight. So I was like, you know what? You can do an 8 a.m. You wake up early during the weeks anyways. And then also that kind of helps me not go out. Not like I need that to not go out because I don't usually go out that often. But it does kind of keep you accountable if you're a girl or a guy in whatever age you are. But I just think about like college years and, you know, maybe you have like a big social group and everyone's going out more and drinking and stuff, and you know, you're into health and wellness and you're into all the stuff that we talk about on the podcast, but you also like want to go live your life and have fun. Like that's me. And I've had to learn how to balance taking care of myself and like having boundaries, but also like going out and living my life. But sometimes like you need a little something to keep you focused. And for me, having like a workout class, that kind of like slows me down a little bit, even though I've slowed down so much more past 25 going out. It definitely helps you stay a little bit accountable. Like even last weekend I went out for my friend's birthday and I had a hot yoga class at 10 a.m. So I still went out. Actually, no, it was spin. I still went out, but I knew that I had to wake up in the morning. So I wasn't going to hang out with any of my friends who stay out till freaking 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Jesus. Some of my friends, okay, in the city, I love them. And they have a great time and they know how to party and they know the best spots and the best connections. Like God bless the girlies out here in Toronto just doing their thing, because I'm just here. I'm like a passenger princess. I'm just like here for the vibes. I love going out with them, but some of them, like all of a sudden it's damn near 4 a.m. and I'm still out. And I'm sitting here like, why is this a thing? By the time I get home, brush my teeth, take off my makeup, eat some food, it's gonna be 5 a.m. Like, hello, 5 a.m.? Crazy. It's very rare that I do that, but you know, there's still nights that'll happen. But anyways, I think having like a workout class could just be helpful and keep you a little bit accountable. Also, having a workout class in the morning after you go out is also elite because you're sweating. So although sometimes it's hard to get up, but having a spin class or a hot yoga class, or like you're going for a cardio session or you're running or something after you go out is so good for me. So I'll go move my body regardless. But yeah, so workout classes on the weekends and the mornings are definitely in. And this is not health and wellness related, but it is social life related. I definitely want to start going. This is so funny because we're just talking about health and wellness. I do want to start going out more, but I really want to go out more where it works with my schedule. So I want to start having those happy hour meetups with my friends, like earlier dinners, earlier drinks, even if we don't drink, which I'm not necessarily planning in my head, like, oh, I want to go out and drink, but I just call it happy hour. Like, I want to go to the patios. I do not want to wait until 11 p.m. My gosh, the sun. I do not want to wait till 11 p.m. to go out. Like last night, actually, it was a beautiful sunny day. And I was thinking in my head, oh, it'd kind of be nice to just go out with the girls. Like I created this life in which I can go out. Like, what am I doing? Go out. And so, of course, my friend texted me. She had all of these plans, this, that. And then she told me pizza, wine, disco, downtown, 8:30 p.m., free dinner. Everyone's going to be there. I think that there was this influencer girl. Her name was Father Kells or something. I have no idea who she was, but my friend told me about her. And I saw a lot of people on Instagram go. She was hosting at this pizza, wine, disco place. And then there was going to be like after hour like party and also different places with like DJs and private events and this, that, and the third. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't know if I'm even going to want to go out for the whole entire night, but the fact that the night starts at 8:30, I can manage that. Like that's a good time to start. And then she texts me and she tells me that they had pushed it to 11 o'clock essentially. And then I'm in hot yoga and now I'm stressing because I'm like, I go to sleep so early. I want to go out so bad, but I am not going to wait all day to start my night at 11 p.m. And now I could have met up with other friends and maybe done something before and this, that, but I'm just like, no, whatever. So I had boundaries and you know what? I said, no, there's going to be another time, another night to go out. And I don't know, maybe that's just a reminder to anyone who falls into other people's plans sometimes. You know, you're gonna just, if it's a no, just say no, I guess is what I'm saying. If it's a no, say no. Do not force yourself to go out and do things that you are not fully like a full body yes. If you're somebody who goes to sleep early, you're gonna be tired if you wait all night to go out with your friends because everyone goes out so late here. Just don't do it. And then I just told myself, okay, this is a learning lesson. I know moving forward, if I want to go out, which I can, and my friends will go out with me, I need to make the plans earlier because who the heck wants to wait till 11 p.m. to go out? Like, I don't know. Anyways, one last podcast update that I forgot to say. Well, I guess it's not an update. It's a question that I have for you guys. Should I scrap the intro? I feel like the past month, I've kind of just been over it. And it's cute. It's OG. I love it. But I'm kind of just sometimes just want to get on the podcast and just start talking. And I know the intro is like not that deep. And I could pre-record the intro, but I feel like that's even worse. Like I'm not going to do that. So anyways, how do you guys feel? But be nice in the comments because if I do keep it, I don't want to hear that everyone hates it. I don't think that everyone hates it, but I'm sure you guys won't really care, but I'm just thinking. So if you don't hear an intro and you just hear me kind of like go into the episodes, that might be. I think also just because I do record the podcast on YouTube as well. Although it's the same audio and it's really the same message and it's the same audience, sometimes getting right into the YouTube video is just more natural for me than it is like having a intro. Not because I'm trying to keep somebody's attention on YouTube. I don't care about that. Like I'm so done with all of that kind of stuff that they teach you or you learn on your journey. And I've done that a lot and it helped and worked. For a bit with growing socials and stuff. But anyways, whatever. Let me know in the comments if you guys are okay if I scrap it or if I should just keep it. Let's talk about some mindset things because I think this is it's been very big for me in the month of March. and will be continuing forward. And it's really just created so much for me. So actually, let's first talk about a few new reads. This is not, well, it is about mindset, but didn't change too much. But I want to talk about some of the new reads that I got. So I recently read a book called Get Rich Lucky Bitch, and I really do recommend this book to those who want to learn more about their money stories. So I think you guys know by now, I talk a lot about abundance and law of attraction, spirituality, and like the stories that we tell ourselves, and not just like the logical financial like money stuff. At least that's what I've shared, and that's what I've been through in my own life. Like learning about finances and budgeting, and I don't know, like the logical step-by-step how to like budget and just be good with your money is all good, but we really live out money stories from our childhood. And if you don't understand your money story, if you don't understand the way you view money and what your relationship is towards money and why it is, doesn't matter how much money you make. I promise you that. My money stories kept playing out even as I grew my my wealth, or my money, I should say. So I think that that's a really good book to start out, which I'll have all the book recommendations linked down below. I have done a lot of work on my money stories. Like this is not the first book that like changed it for me, but I have been really into like just going over my money stories again, and working on a lot of everything I'm going to talk about right now, working on a lot of things. And this is why. When you want to call in a new goal, a new experience, you want to become a new version of yourself, or like change something in your life, it's going to require you to go back through some of the things that you've worked on before, either your money stories, your self-confidence, your self-talk, like everything, so you can up level and you can have a new identity. So a lot of people think like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna like work on my money issues like one time and then I'm gonna be solid throughout my life. That's not how it goes, because you work through your money shit, you work through like your like scarcity mindset and your lack mentality, and you start making more money, you start being really great, and you up level that, yes. But now what happens when you are now in this caliber of making over 6 figures? I hit over 6 figures in my first year of being a content creator. That was wild to me, for one, but that was nothing like the previous years that I like made from my normal job. Well, I guess I only had normal jobs. And so I had to work through all my money stuff, and, you know, I got on my own way. Like I talk about it a lot. I have a lot of episodes on that. And then, you know, up leveled, created my dream life. I have my dream career. I made 6 figures, this, that. But now what? Well, if I want to call in $500,000 in a year, I'm going to have to think differently. I'm going to have to normalize certain numbers. I'm going to have to build more confidence within myself to be able to believe it's possible for me. Like every time you hit a milestone, it's not that you have to push and you have to keep going for goals and this, that, but naturally over time in your life, because that's what you do, you're going to have goals and you're going to want to keep aspiring. And what you will find on a journey, whether that's money or relationships or health or anything, you get to somewhere and then you need to like normalize the next level of you. And so recently I've been going back into just like naturally being called to more money. I think over tax season as well, just like really honing in on what I'm making and my confidence and how I'm looking at myself and who I'm identifying as, and the things I obviously want to call into my life and the numbers and everything like that. So with that said, that's why I ended up pulling that book, which was really helpful to kind of like go through all the things that I've kind of already worked through, but kind of like fine tune it and really get deep and see how there's still money stories that I live out, and what can I change and what can I evolve and what can I affirm to myself and what can I work on for this new level of me. And I'm recommending it to you guys because I think it's actually a very good, even beginner book. I'm not saying you guys are all beginners, but I do think that sometimes you guys come to me because you've never even like maybe read a book like that. So anyways, I think that's a great book to start. I also got The Psychology of Money. I have not started that book yet, which I don't know if it has a lot of spirituality or spiritual. Why did I say it like that? Spirituality, whatever. It's the same thing in that, but that's on my book list. So I have that on my book list. I also have Dare to Lead by Brene Brown on my book list. I have not started it yet, but it's there. I also got a book called Secure Love. Now, I have The Power of Attachment that I recommend to everyone if you want to understand attachment styles. I think that there was a few other ones. I have my Amazon book list and everything like that, but I really loved, I forget her name, the author, but I'll have it down below. She had an Instagram account where she just had different examples of like how to communicate as an anxious person to a avoidant person, or understanding what a avoidant person is going through or what an anxious person is going through, and like how to like work through things and communicate and have a healthy relationship. And I think that she has really practical, like good information on her Instagram, and she has a book. So anyways, I got the book. I'm still going through it, but that's another thing as well in my life. There has been things that have come up in terms of my love life, which, you know, as I'm up leveling my love life and I'm up leveling my relationships, I have to kind of sometimes go back to these things and to really fine tune it. And so this book is beautiful, amazing. I think anyone who is struggling with the anxious attachment dynamic, which I feel like is a lot of you guys from what I've created, like the content I've created and the responses that I've gotten, this could be really helpful in terms of helping you understand other people and people who you might be dating who might even be on whatever, anxious or avoidant or whatever. And maybe you have both, because that's also me, which is fun. Unpack that with my therapist a lot about how I am anxious and also avoidant. So those are the books. I think that there was another one. There was one more. Anyways, they'll all be linked down below. Also, you could grab my book if you'd like. I don't have the numbers yet of how many that we've sold, but the fact that we sold it out in Canada, it is restocked. But you guys have been loving the book, highlighting the book, tagging me all the time. So much support, so much love. The Ultimate Glow Up Guide. I am just so proud, and I'm really just thankful for you guys and all the support that you've given me on this journey of putting something out into the world. Okay, a podcast episode that I really think is so beautiful, and it's a reflection of how I truly look at healing holistically, is from the What's the Juice podcast by Organic Olivia. And I'm going to just read the title and I'm going to link it down below. And it's called Why Healing Our Relationships is the Key to Our Health Crisis. And I'll just read a few points on what this episode is about. So it says, why disease emerges from bodies that are disconnected from nature, how alternative medicine is just becoming another version of conventional medicine, why truly witnessing one another is essential for creating a new social framework, why the wireless communication network between microbiomes and human cells play a crucial role in your health, the wonder of the virome and how viruses actually upgrade your genetics. I believe they do talk a lot about epigenetics and just the way that your body responds to your environment, really. So anyways, I'm not going to get into a tangent. I'm not going to do it. Don't do it. Why you experience strange, vivid, or even lucid dreams while you have a virus, which I don't know if anyone else, when you get sick, sometimes like I get the most vivid dreams, but also so much insight, so much wisdom sometimes when I get sick. The same way sometimes that happens, actually majority of the times it happens when I'm menstruating. Another thing is what's actually happening in your mind, body, and spirit with long COVID symptoms, why going through sickness and pain pushes you towards your higher self, how the old you versus your old life needs to die so that you can see the vision from the new you, how to diversify your microbiome through food and daily habits like your routine to and from work, and why people in blue zones live as long as they do. And hint, it's not about eating beans, and there's like more information. So the man, Zach Bush, I don't know, I forget who he is. He is an MD of something. He speaks so beautifully and just flows through the entire podcast. And I think it's truly it just sums up everything that I have witnessed and learned through my years of understanding holistic health, going through my own health issues, and understanding there's such a big connection with the mind, body, but also your environment and how everything plays a role. So I would suggest, if you're looking for a podcast episode, to go listen to that. What's the Juice podcast in general is one of my only favorite health podcast, honestly, that I would even recommend, especially to women. Organic Olivia, she really goes deep and talks a lot about hormones and glucose and losing weight as women, like everything, muscle, all that kind of stuff. So I would suggest to go check out that episode. Okay. Another big thing that I am into right now is affirmations, the law of assumption, self-concept work, identity work, and manifestation, all of it. And I know you guys already kind of know that because I've been talking about this a lot in my episodes, but I am in my own world and I'm in this positive mindset, and I'm really taking a rake through my old beliefs, releasing the ones that do not serve me, choosing the ones that do serve me, and I am ingraining it into my brain until they become normalized and true for me. And again, why am I doing this right now? It's not like I just learned about law of assumption or learned about manifestation or whatever. I've been doing this for years, but I go through periods of using these things because when you want to change something in your life, it requires you to really go through that mindset, go through your stories that you're telling yourself. We're always telling ourselves stories, okay? You know, you get into a routine of a way of viewing life, the way you view relationships, the way you view yourself, and it's not a bad thing. And for the most part, I have great beliefs about myself. But when I start to see things showing up in my life where I'm like, I want that to be a little bit better. I want to make a little bit more money. I'm not feeling good anymore about this thing. All of that, that's going to require a new version of me. That's going to require me to believe it's possible for me to up level, for me to, look at myself and be like, am I valuing myself at this standard? Do I need to revalue myself? Do I need to focus on myself? Do I need to X, Y, and Z? And what I do when I am trying to manifest something new in my life, change something, become a new version of me, is I do things such as in the morning, doing a big journal practice, self-love, affirmations, affirming all day a new story that I'm trying to ingrain in my brain. This is not suppressing emotions. This is not spiritual bypassing. It's genuinely just choosing a story that is favorable to me, becoming very, very aware of the negative self-talk that likes to pile up. Listen, even me, somebody who talks about this all the time, when you get complacent a little bit, and then when you want to go on this journey, you start to look and see, maybe I've been thinking a little bit too negative here. And like, these stories are a little bit limiting. And like, why am I thinking about this like this? Like, you sometimes forget. So anyways, I've been doing a lot of that work. I've been sharing a lot of my journal practices and guides and things like that on my YouTube channel for like vlogging, but I do want to have a few more episodes going live in April talking about positivity and the negativity also, and like all the negative stuff that we have been constantly focusing on. So more episodes to come. Please let me know anything and everything that you want me to talk about in terms of maybe even anything to do with law of assumption or manifestation, things like that. But a few episodes ago, I had told you guys that something I want to let go of for the new season, which is now, is this life is hard energy, this to-do energy, this everyday, whether it's my self-care, my workouts, eating right, work, everything. I want to stop looking at it as such of a chore, because I started to feel like things were becoming a chore and I wasn't feeling good. And I've really learned to just, romanticize the process and just be light and just choose to be freaking happy and do the things that make me feel just positive. And I was even talking about this with my therapist, how, there's obviously a difference between like toxic positivity, meaning people are just genuinely suppressing all emotions and they're not being truthful to themselves and they're just ignoring everything, and then they usually come crashing down, versus true positivity. And it's unfortunate that, in society, most people really aren't positive. And I have to check myself on that, especially when I'm up leveling shit. I'm kind of like, damn, like, you don't have to point out everything and complain about everything, things like that. But when you do see somebody who is genuinely positive, sometimes we get in this story mindset environment. We're around people, we just are constantly like caught up in the negative that when we see someone positive, we're like, oh, they're just being toxic. Like they're in this like toxic positivity, and it's actually like not true. People are like, this person maybe that you're viewing is genuinely just happy, and like you're allowed to do that too, and you can be like that too. Like stop letting these people trigger you. And I think that we're very aware of when we're suppressing and when we're not being truthful. And I think it's time to be a little bit more aware of when you just genuinely are choosing negativity because it's more comfortable and it's just not needed though. So I'm super into just being positive and really being aware of the thoughts that I'm holding throughout the day and what I'm telling myself, and catching myself when I am focusing on the negative and asking myself like why, or just simply flipping my thoughts, which take a lot of persisting, but I feel so freaking good being positive. And being positive these days has just made life so easy. I just feel like I have so much less resistance because I'm just choosing to feel good. I'm choosing to think positive thoughts. Like instead of like, I don't have to do this with the gym, but I'm just going to use this example. When you are just positive and you're just light and you're just choosing to just be freaking happy when you wake up in the morning, you tend to just choose a positive story like about the gym being like, it's not going to be hard. It's going to be really easy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be quick. And then I'm going to go on with my day and I'm going to do something else that's going to be even more fun. Or I'm looking forward to even studying or creating content or talking to a brand or whatever it is, versus if you're waking up in negativity, like everything is going to be a chore, everything's going to be hard. And I just feel like life has felt really easy, even though I have been doing more than I freaking have in the past. Not more than I have, but I have been very on my shit. I have been moving consistently. I have been doing so many more classes. I've been doing so much more self-care, so many more, even like content. I've been creating so much more content. I have spent so much time on my beliefs and journaling, more than I ever have. My journal this month has been genuinely just like thick. I've been doing events. I've been bringing in lots of money. Like I've been doing it all simply by just deciding to be happy and to live life on damn near easy mode. So highly suggest, but I will be coming out with a podcast episode specifically on that. So if you guys want me to expand on that, definitely let me know. All right, let's talk about a few fun things. And fun things, I mean reality TV. Okay, you guys know I do love reality TV. So what have I been watching recently? I finished The Real Housewives of New Jersey. I started on season 12, I believe. I knew I should have gone back and really watched from the beginning, because I knew that I probably would have liked it and then been pissed like when it was done. I think there's, I don't know how many seasons, like 15 or something. Anyways, whatever. Started on season 12. Absolutely love that franchise. I actually think I love it more than all of them, which is big to say. Although I haven't watched all of them, I really like Salt Lake. Although last season Salt Lake was so dry. I feel like nothing happened. Even though Monica really did put the team on her back the entire season, but that's fine. Some seasons just aren't as good as others. But Real Housewives of New Jersey, all I will say is I am team Melissa and Joe. And it's really sad to see the breakdown of their relationship with Teresa. I feel like I don't know what world this lady is living in, but it's not the real world. So, and also, what's his name that she is with now? Oh my God, it's not coming to me, but whatever. Her new husband, like, I liked him at first, but then I'm kind of like, I don't know. I still like him because he does still kind of like put her in her place but he really talks, I guess this is the same thing, whatever, talks some sense into her, because she genuinely, in my personal opinion, sorry to judge, even though I just said I was going to be really positive, but the girl has no sense. Like, she just doesn't see what everyone else sees. So anyways, I hope that they come back together. I really feel bad for Melissa, honestly. I think that she's genuinely such a good person. I see literally no flaws in that lady, which obviously is a little bit biased, but I genuinely think that Melissa has held her own. She's been respectful of the entire situation of the fights and everything, and she's just a stand-up girl. I just think that she is, and so is Joe. And I think that Joe, he really did want Teresa to be happy this entire time, and I don't know. So I also like don't love Gia and like their daughters. Well, I don't mind them, but I just think that sometimes they're a little bit too opinionated, but so am I sitting here talking about them, and they are very successful. So whatever. Anyways, I finished that, so I'm very happy to watch the new season whenever that is. I don't know when the new season is because I'm pretty sure that was not that long ago. So what's the new shows we're currently watching? Vanderpump Rules, obviously. Listen, I just came from my bed, actually, from watching this week's episode. I have got to say, Lala Kent is the most grown and the most mature one on this show this season. But genuinely, if you've been watching Vanderpump Rules from the beginning, she has grown so much. And there were some seasons where we thought that she grew and then she didn't really. But realistically, if you think about it, it takes time for you to stop being the way that you are, right? So I'm going to give it to her for the entire season because or not the entire season, but the entire, I don't know, franchise. As the seasons went on, she did grow up a lot, and she did learn to own her shit. Even when she was owning her shit and then she still would backfire and still yell at people, it was like very cringy, and like we were all disappointed and like, wow, she hasn't changed, but realistically she has. And this season, she is the most mature, in my personal opinion, than anyone. Okay? With like the Sandoval situation, just also her being a mother and the way she speaks about her past with whatever her baby dad's name is, I forget, Randall, and everything like that. Like, she owns her stuff and you can really see the change with her. So I'm loving Lala. I am not really loving anyone else, if I'm being completely honest. Ariana's fine. I think I've always liked her. I feel like everyone's really jealous of her right now because she's successful, and then also the scandal was all revolved around her, and it's been like that for a very long time. And then some people just like want to be friends with Tom and this, that, but I mean, I see both sides. And everyone else, I'm just kind of like meh. I mean, the season's still going on, so I watch it on HeyU, by the way, if you guys wanted to know. I don't know if it's only available in Canada. I think it's available in the US too, but that's where I watch. The Valley is the new show that's on the scene. So there's only been like 2 episodes. I'm gonna have to watch that one tonight, where it is a few people from Vanderpump Rules that were kicked off the show quite early on, if you're like an OG Vanderpump Rule watcher. So I'm interested to see. I feel like this is gonna be similar to Vanderpump Rules now, with Jax Taylor and Brittany. They got married and they had such drama on Vanderpump, and whatever her other, I forget the other girl's name. So we'll see. It's very new, but that's the show that I've been watching as well. Now, for my current favorite top 1 show right now, Summer House. Okay? We are here, a new season of Summer House. If you have not watched Summer House, I need you to go watch it. And it might be a little bit of a bore. The first season, it might take you a second to get in, which, mind you, what show really doesn't make you kind of like get into it for a second? Like, you have to kind of like get the feel for everyone. And I remember I didn't really like Summer House the first season because I didn't understand what it was, this, that. But anyways, I ended up getting through it, and the past season, like last season and this season, is so juicy. Carl and Lindsay, I am here to see this thing through. I already know what kind of happens because obviously if you follow people on Instagram or you just like watch people on YouTube that are talking about these shows, like you kind of get the inside scoop because this is obviously like pre-recorded essentially. But I love this damn show. I just like the evolution of the relationships over the years. Like, it's fun to see like new people come into the house and this, that, but what is Amanda and whatever her husband's name is? I freaking forget what his name is right now. But the fact that like when they started, like they did not have a healthy relationship, and like he's partying a lot and she was so completely different. And I didn't even think that they were going to get married, and they end up getting married. And I see their marriage, and I mean, who knows like what's going to happen, but I see them really being for each other, and they're working towards a lot of things. So I don't know. I just love shows where I see the evolution of relationships and the way that they grow and evolve. And I think I really like it because, you know, there's obviously shows where, let's say like a Love Island, which I love Love Island. I haven't watched in a long time, but like dating shows where it's kind of like surface level. Although I feel like with Love Island, like they get to know each other and stuff over quite a long time. But sometimes like dating shows and relationships, like it's either fake or people just date for 3 seconds and they go on to the next person, this, that. And I don't really like that stuff. Like I get that needs to happen, but I like watching shows with many seasons because you see the evolution of friendships and relationships and, you know, the trials and tribulations. And you know, obviously some people don't work out and whatever, but there's a lot of people who do stay together, and you see the growth. And I love seeing that because it just shows me that, you know, relationships, they do sometimes take work, but not in a bad way. I'm not like looking at it like, oh, okay, it's going to be this hard thing, but it's just like, it's okay if things aren't working. This is, I guess the message is what I'm saying is this. It's okay if things right now in your relationship, in your actual relationship, or your past relationship aren't working out the way that you think that they need to. It doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that, you know, the universe, God, whatever, doesn't have everything planned out perfectly with whatever you want, is listening to you depending on what you believe. Just because maybe things have like a little bit of turmoil, things like that. I don't know. That's just how I view it. And I like to just watch people in relationships. Now, obviously, you don't want to expose yourself with too many shitty situations because that can skew your perception of, you know, how you think relationships will play out in your own life. But this is what I'll say. When I'm watching shows, I naturally navigate, or not navigate, I don't know. That's not the freaking word. I don't know what the word is. Whatever. Navigate to the marriages that are healthy. Like there's obviously a lot of marriages and relationships on reality TV shows that are like really toxic. And if it's very toxic, then I won't watch it. Like I'm not watching shows where there's a difference between the Real Housewives of Miami, in my personal opinion, and their relationships versus the Real Housewives of New Jersey. There's obviously things have gone on and like cheating scandals, this, that, but I don't know. Anyways, I obviously try not to consume too much of the negativity if it's like too much. But if I'm watching a show, I am only focusing on the marriages that seem to be working, that seem to have healthy communication, that seem to be whatever. Like I'm not identifying or like, you know, really taking that information in when I'm watching like a toxic relationship clearly not working out, or like people cheating and this, that. Like Real Housewives of New Jersey, I look at Joe and Melissa's relationship as very solid, very respectful, very just beautiful. And that's what I like identify as like having. Like everyone else, that's just like not my story. Like that's not the story that I'm picking up when it comes to me like looking at relationships. Like if that makes sense, I don't know if it does. So anyways, with that rant being over about reality TV, I like to pile up my TV shows and watch them on a Friday night or a Saturday night, sometimes during the week, but I like to kind of pile them up because there's a few new ones always coming out. So let me know what your favorite shows are, and I'll keep you updated with any commentary if you guys are interested. Also, another thing that I'm kind of looking forward to is people's Coachella vlogs, because I believe Coachella is almost here or happening soon. I don't know. I remember back in the day when I used to always watch YouTubers going to Coachella, and I wanted to go so bad. I wanted to be a YouTuber who was going to Coachella, like all of that stuff. And it's funny because I'm a YouTuber now, and I technically could go and be a YouTuber who went to Coachella, but I don't know. Obviously, it's not going to be this year, but I don't know. So anyways, I am ready to live through everyone who's going to Coachella. So comment down below who you are loving watching on YouTube that does vlogs. Like mainly, I guess, the girls or the guys who would be going to Coachella, things like that. So I think Fernanda, I think that's how you say her name, Ramirez. I really love her on YouTube and Instagram. I believe that she's going. She's a fellow Canadian creator, so I'd love to see it. But I think she's going. I don't actually, you know what? I think it was her friend Trinity that's posted about Coachella. Anyways, I'll definitely watch their vlogs or at least Fernanda's, because I love her cute vlogs. They're just so aesthetic and amazing. And I know that Reagan 777 on everywhere, I guess. She has YouTube, but she's a big TikToker. I love her. It's such a different vibe than Fernanda, but she'll be going. I know that she's going to be there, so I'm definitely going to be watching through her. Maybe one day I will go, but I am excited to do more events. Like I said, like day things in the spring, summertime. I'm here for it. I don't know where I'll be this summer exactly, but any chance that I get when it comes to different events or festivals, I will be there. Bet your ass. So I think that's going to be everything for today's episode. I mean, I could continue to go down a list of things. You should honestly see my notes app. It's wild. I need to sit down for a second and really delete some things because it's been piled up lately because I've just been doing a lot of mindset work, I guess. But I'm excited for April. I am really excited now to have that solid, 12 degrees and up weather. I think in March we had beautiful days, but then there was days where it snowed again and it was cold, and I just cannot wait to go outside and wear my normal hot girl walk shoes without doubling up my socks, wearing my leggings without wearing track pants, because I always usually wear track pants over my leggings because it's just too cold still. I can't wait to go outside and wear that in a sweater. Oh my gosh. And go on more walks. Although I've been going on walks all throughout winter, but a solid hour walk where I'm in my leggings listening to a podcast. I want to go to the islands. We have these little islands in Toronto across the water, obviously. And you can just get on, what are they called? One of those, it's not coming to my head, guys. I know it's right there, but it's not coming. It's a boat, but it's not a boat. It's not called a boat. It's called something else. Whatever. We go to the dock and you get on the boat. We're just going to call it a boat. And you can go to, there's 3 different islands. So I want to spend more time over there and do some vlogging. In the summer, you can actually go swim there. But just sitting out in nature, journaling, going outside more. The sun is out more, longer days. We are here, okay? We are awake, thriving, alive. I have a episode idea in regards to the perfect formula for glowing up. I think that I have a few really solid things that are just going to help you in your glow up for the new season. But I definitely am looking forward to talking more about manifestation, law of assumption, things like that, because that's just where I'm at right now in my life. And I am manifesting a lot of things in my current reality, and I bet you guys are too, on top of just simply living in easy mode. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.